Hello, everyone. I'm Vanessa, and I am an author from Toronto, Canada. I publish under the pen name ANSage. I write mystery and fantasy in a few different genres. And I am just absolutely in love with Dabble. I use it all the time. Ever since I switched from Scrivener, and ever since I switched, I have not looked back. So it's one of my favorite platforms, and it helps me so much in my writing. Now, I know that we are in the middle of this challenge and kind of getting towards the end of it now. And challenges can be really, really hard. Challenges take a lot out of you, especially when it comes to like word count or finishing a novel, or if you're editing, whatever it is. Whenever you have any kind of deadline in place, it can get pretty hectic and it can really weigh you down. I am currently on a deadline of submitting 2 books myself. And so I feel it. I'm kind of at the end of the rope here too. And usually what happens around this time, what I find happens with a lot of authors that I work with, is we start to burn out because words are words. And when you use them too much, they kind of blend together and you do start to feel a little bit of a burnout. But I am here to tell you that there is an end to the madness. The end is in sight. It is near. You are almost there. Some things that I like to do, and this is kind of like when I hit this point, and I'm hitting it right now, where I need something to propel me forward so I can cross the finish line, get it all done, and finish strong. And the one things that I like to do is this is where I change things. Not my novel, although sometimes yes. But this is where I kind of implement little changes in place that help me get a refresher, a new breather, like they breathe new life into me and into my book. And they kind of add like an oomph to my inspiration. And I do 3 things that I change usually at this juncture, kind of towards the end of the challenge. Is the first thing that I change is I change what I write on. So usually I am writing on my free write or I am writing on a laptop. So if I'm doing one of these things, I will switch it up. I'll switch it up and I will write on either my big computer, my iMac that I have in my office, or I'll write on an iPad with a little keyboard, or my phone, or this might be the time that I start narrating, right? I switch up how I write and what I'm writing on. So that's the first change that I do to kind of feel like I'm doing something new as opposed to I'm doing something I've been doing this whole time. The next thing I change is where I write. And so if I'm usually writing in my office, I will start writing in a coffee shop, or I'll get a share space for like a week. I'll go to a share space and do that, or book a hotel room and do like a full weekend. Or if you can't do that, it's not available to you, but you have a car, go sit in the car. If it's good weather outside, go sit in the park, switch up the place where you write, because it again makes it feel new, especially if you're going somewhere outside or there's people. There's like a different kind of energy that will hit you when you are in a different spot than what you've been used to, and you will start to associate what you're writing with something new as opposed to something that's been dragging you down. And then the last thing that I change is the time when I write. I usually like to write, and I write the most usually in the mornings, but I find that when I'm kind of in like the act 3 and towards the end of the journey of a book, I like to write in the evenings. And so I switch it up, and I always told myself I'm not an evening writer. I can't write at night. But towards the last little bit, towards the last week or so, of specifically of a challenge, of a deadline, I write in the evenings. And that's when I get the most words out, because it doesn't feel like the same thing that I've been doing this whole time. And so if you are kind of starting to dwindle a little bit, try also implementing these 3 changes. So the how, the where, and the when. Try changing those things up and see if it will help you get inspired again, fall in love with the book that you're writing again, and just get the words out again, because you're almost there. You're so close, and you got this, and you've done all this work so far. And so it's only just a little bit left to go now. And when all else fails, give yourself a little reward at the end, and just keep thinking of that reward. Maybe it's a glass of wine that you have in a bath while you read the book that you've been wanting to read, that's been on your shelf, but you couldn't get to it because you've been writing. Something little that's just for you. Pamper yourself somehow, do something for yourself, and keep that in mind as you are crossing this finish line, because you are so close. You are almost there, and you got this. You absolutely got this because you've already done it before. So you're here. Congrats ahead of time. Once you finish, celebrate. I'm celebrating with you, and good luck to everybody who is in the challenge. Bye.